But I want to get your guys' questions on game 4 here as we head back to Denver for a Monday night clash. Jason, what do you got?
Good evening, JJ.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, this is from SPC 28. Says, how can you explain Jimmy looking so much more passive from earlier this postseason? A lot of space to go to the rim, and he's repeatedly kicking it out.
It's just how he plays. I think looking at a performance like tonight, where he goes for 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 9 of 17 from the field. That's a normal Jimmy game. That's how he plays. The anomalies to me are the 40 balls, are the 56-point game against Milwaukee. You think back to that Milwaukee fourth quarter in game 4 in Miami, when he has, I know he had 20 plus in the first quarter that night. He had 20 plus in the fourth quarter. Like, I had never seen him that aggressive before. I've certainly seen him aggressive for quarters or for stretches of games. I'd never seen him that aggressive. That's not who he is as a player. In the same way, in some regards, to the way Jokic plays, in terms of valuing the connection with teammates and having joy in his teammates scoring, Jimmy feels that too. I thought Jimmy played well. To expect Jimmy to play at a 35-point level or whatever he was at for the first 8 to 10 games of the postseason, that's not who he is. That's not who he's been through his career, and that's certainly not who he's been in Miami. He's certainly had series where he has big scoring games within a 6 or 7 game series. He has 2 or 3 big scoring games, so the numbers get inflated a little bit. But consistently, who he is as a player is a guy that looks to set up his teammates, looks to get his teammates going, and then turns it on in the fourth quarter. And he tried tonight. Now, the reality is he tried to turn it on in the fourth. It just wasn't enough. Question number 2, Jason.
Yeah, there's a lot
you
of
seem
questions.
disappointed by my answer, Jason.
Yeah, just step it up, please. For this,
what do you want me to do? You want me to trash Jimmy? Is that what you want, Jason?
No, Lord, no. I have a really great question. I'm going to save this for the third one, actually. And you addressed this. A lot of questions about Miami. Spoelstra's sort of like tinkering with the lineup, and you kind of addressed it, but still a lot of questions on is this. This one's from Richard. It says, "Is this a series that's just more Super Duncan than Max Strus?"
Interesting. So, in terms of that question, I don't know that it's a non-Max Strus series. I will say I've been as impressed as anyone with Duncan's ability to attack off the dribble. And that's where I think the separation is. It isn't just about spacing the floor, coming off pin downs, playing off, dribble penetration, coming off dribble handoffs. It's really about his aggressiveness off the dribble. That's where I think he's separated himself a little bit from Max Strus in this, 6 to 7 game stretch, going back to the Boston series and the first 4 games of the series. Look, I've been in this situation before as a player where you sort of recognize, hey, maybe this isn't my series. Or you recognize, hey, maybe this is my series. And as a coach, you certainly have to recognize that. And you have to go with the guys that are playing the most confidently. I think Duncan's confidence is at a high right now. And I'm not saying that Max's is not, but his play is not reflective of how good he is as a player right now. So that's why I say got to go with Duncan. By the way, this is the weird part to me is like you look at the Heat starting lineup outside of Jimmy and Bam, who played 45 and 44 minutes. Kevin Love played 18 minutes. Gabe Vincent played 19. Max Strus played 19. You go to the bench, though the 3 guys that essentially played for Kevin, Gabe, and Max Duncan Robinson played 25 minutes. Caleb Martin's played 33 minutes, and Kyle Lowry played 33 minutes. And both Caleb Martin and Kyle Lowry were a plus in those minutes. Caleb was a +1. Kyle Lowry was a +3. To me, you just put your chips on the table at this point if you're Miami. Whatever it is. And I'm not saying I'm right on this. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying whatever Spoelstra believes is going to give his team the best chance to win Game 5 and send this back to Miami for Game 6, he's probably going to do. Speaking of plus minus, I want to go back. Aaron Gordon, because I named his stats. Great stats. 27, 7, and 6, 11 of 15 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Plus 29 in 42 minutes. I've been screaming from a mountaintop for weeks now. Jokic is the best player in the world. Jamal Murray and Jokic are the best two-man tandem, best duo in the NBA. Still believe that after tonight. You still need an Alfred. Aaron Gordon was a star tonight. He was a star. He's the perfect fit. And I go back, I think about what Denver got for him, or what Denver gave up for him in 2021 at the trade deadline. I mean, they stole him. This guy's playing a pivotal role in an NBA Finals and is going to potentially help a team win a championship starring in his role. And they got him for very little. Very impressive. I'm very curious about this third question, Jason. Let's roll it.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited about this.
How excited? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say a solid 8. So this is John Rinkus. He asked, did you ever have to pee in a big moment of a game?
That's what you're excited about?
So excited.
You know what's funny, Jason? I'm actually not going to answer this question to John. I'm going to answer this question to you directly, Jason.
Okay.
When I was a child and I first started watching sports, it was the 1992 Atlanta Braves. If you remember, the Atlanta Braves beat the Pittsburgh Pirates to go to the World Series. Famously, Sid Bream, on one leg, slid underneath a tag at home plate to win the NLCS. It was a great series. Watched the World Series. Also watched the NBA Finals that year. And I remember as a kid, I was 8 years old. I remember as a kid watching John Smoltz pitch. And I remember always thinking to myself, when he's on the mound, what happens if he has to pee? And that question was never answered because I never in the middle of a game had to pee. I would pee before the game and I would pee at halftime. I would never have to pee during the game. Now, fast forward 30 years, and I'm coaching 8 and 9-year-olds. And these kids, they're barely playing. I mean, they're running up and down the court. It's 18-minute running clocks. It's 20-minute running clocks, whatever it may be. And they're sitting over there on the bench, chugging coconut water and electrolytes and regular tap water and sports drinks. And without fail, 3 or 4 times a game, one of these kids, they tap me on the shoulder as I'm trying to coach. And they say, hey, JJ, can I go pee? And I'm like, sure, go pee. But as a professional athlete, never had that. What a strange question. And what a strange thing that you're so excited about this, Jason.
To be fair to me, multiple people in the chat were really psyched that you answered this question. So whatever.
Amazing.